Find a comfortable position, standing, sitting, or lying down. Close your eyes or lower your gaze and take a deep, slow breath in. Now hold your breath for 2 seconds, then exhale fully and slowly. Now I want you to bring your attention to the sensations your body is experiencing in this moment. I want you to notice how the air and the light around you feels on your skin. Take a moment and see how your body feels in relation to the surface supporting you. Notice the texture and the temperature of the contact you have with the ground or your chair. Notice how it's supporting you and how your muscles are also helping you. I want you to imagine a yellow light moving this warm, gentle light through you, bringing a sense of ease and relaxation to every part of your body that it touches. And release any intention it encounters, leaving a soft, glowing energy in its wake. Now bring your breathing to a natural pace as we reflect on these words from Dolores Cannon. It's been said that once the mind has been expanded by an idea or a concept, it can never return to its original way of thinking. Mindfulness is a practice with a set of simple yet radical concepts, powerful enough to move from living in the autopilot of our modern culture. This autopilot often has us in reactive thoughts, emotions, and habits. Mindfulness brings us to a place of living in conscious awareness. So let's welcome the wisdom of mindfulness together as we breathe. Breathe in deeply and think, I'm ready to practice. Exhale fully. I let go of the autopilot. Breathe in slowly. I embrace active awareness. Breathe out fully. I let go of all that stops me from expansion today. Autopilot has us define ourselves by our thoughts and emotions. And when we think in this way, we make statements like, I am angry, instead of, I'm experiencing the emotion of anger. Mindfulness reminds us that we can observe our thoughts and feelings without being controlled by them. So let's put this to practice together. I want you to visualize yourself sitting on a bank of a wide, slow-moving river. The water is constantly, gently flowing past you at a very slow pace from your left to your right, just heading downstream. And I want you to see this as the stream of your consciousness, the constant flow of your thoughts, feelings, sensation, and impulses. Now I want you to imagine objects floating to the surface of this river. These represent your thoughts. You might see a jagged log, and that represents your anxiety about a situation. Maybe you see a pretty flower floating, representing some joy you experienced. Or maybe you see a little bit of trash because you have some negative thoughts. Whatever you see floating on your river, just let it be. Your job is not to stop the river or try to hold on to the objects. Your job is just to simply sit on the bank and notice what floats by without judgment. Let's breathe the reality of this idea together. Inhale, I am not what floats by my river. Exhale, I let all thoughts drift by. Inhale, I sit on the bank and watch. Exhale, my thoughts and emotions do not define me. Now, anytime you find yourself caught in a thought, I want you to mentally return to this image and ask yourself, am I sitting on the bank or have I jumped into the river? Am I being carried away by this one thought? The simple act of visualizing the bank can create for you the space you need to climb back out of the river and onto the bank. Now, another expansion mindfulness offers us is often referred to as sosin, or beginner's mind. This mindset isn't about our minds being filled with more expert knowledge. It's about expanding ourselves into a state of openness and curiosity. Dolores Cannon embodied this mindset well because she was able to look past what was strange or contrary to her default mode and let the information just come forward with a sense of awe and curiosity. And in this way, she expanded herself. And that's why she saw that once you see the world through this lens of curiosity and wonder, it's difficult to return to the rigid, know-it-all mindset that often characterizes our autopilot state. The spirit of this, let's practice together. On your next inhale, silently say to yourself, I don't know. I want you to feel this as an opening, a release of the need to have the answer, to label or judge everything that comes your way. By doing this, we create a space of curiosity. Now on your exhale, silently say, I wonder. Direct this sense of wonder toward anything in your immediate experience. The feeling of your breath, the sound of the room, the quality of the light. Here's an example. I wonder what that sound is. Or simply, I wonder. So let's do this together a few times. Inhale, I don't know. Exhale, I wonder. Inhale, it's okay, I don't know. Exhale, because I meet this with wonder. One more time. Inhale, I don't know what I don't know. Exhale, but I can wonder and I can learn. As we bring this practice to a close, I want you to imagine your rigid thinking, that is your judgment, the attitude that you know everything, and imagine it as a wall in your mind's eye. Maybe it's made out of bricks. Whatever you have going on there, see it as a wall. And then see the light moving into that wall, the cracks and breaks forming. Gradually, they form until the wall crumbles completely, leaving nothing but the light. This is the expansion of your mind that has changed you today through this practice. Now I want you to bring your awareness back into the room. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. And when you are ready, open your eyes. Remember the wisdom that once the mind has been expanded, it can never return to its original way of thinking. And that is the beauty of opening our minds to learn instead of operating on autopilot. Thanks for expanding your mind with us today. Namaste.